Hey you guys, thank you so much for stopping by the garden today. We are at my little garden desk in the lanai and we're going to go over transplanting these little new babies that we bought from the store the other day. So usually when you get plants from the store, they come in these really small pots. You know, they're pretty much temporary situations, the pots that they come in. And the soil that comes from them is really muddy and thick. As you can see, this one's in. So I don't like that. Like, look at this soil compared to what we made. Okay, this is what it comes with. It's like really full of sphagnum moss. It's kind of muddy. And I'm not saying anything bad about the soil they use. It's just a temporary situation. Now this we made ourselves. What I have in here, what we're going to do is transplant this one first. Now I tried to do a video for you just now. It just didn't work out. The camera stopped. So what we're going to do is go over basically the point I was at. Now I took her out of the pot and she wasn't too root bound. You can see I loosened the roots a little bit. So you just want to kind of tickle the bottom. And what I did was I shook off a lot of that excess because I don't want that soil. But you don't want to like squish your roots. See, you don't want to like squish them. So what we have here is half succulent soil, which is this right here. This is pure succulent soil. That's how sandy, it's like full of sand, wood chips, has little fertilizer pellets in it, which are yellow, and it feeds the plants up to 3 months, I think. And then this is my straight Burpee mix, which is an organic potting mix from Burpee. We'll kind of show you guys that. This is the succulent soil I use for Miracle Grow. So this isn't organic, but it's so little nutrients that I don't mind using it for my plants. They really don't feel those nutrients too much. You know, it's not too much for them. It's like a 0.2, 0.5. So I used half of this and then half of my Burpee potting mix. So you definitely want to use something that says potting mix. And I love to use this Burpee potting mix in the garden. It works great with my Dynagrow nutrients, which I love to use for all my plants. So we're going to come back over here to the soil and we're going to go ahead and plant this little guy. So what you want to do is just break up them roots a little bit, and this little watering thing, this is to water the plants. This is what they usually come with inside the stores. When you see them indoors inside the store, they come with these things on them and they're watering things. So this way you put a tray underneath and this kind of sucks up that water from the bottom, the little thread, and it feeds the, you know, it waters the plant. You can see it waters the plant from the middle. That string goes all the way up this plastic thing. Well, I really wanted to keep this that watering thing in there for when we leave, because we're leaving on vacation for a few days here, and this is why I'm transplanting right now. And especially when you first bring plants home. When you first bring your plants home from the store, you definitely want to get them in some soil in a bigger pot, because usually it's a temporary situation that they're in. You know, you want to get them in the right soil, some good soil. Just like these, they require like a cactus sandy type soil with like a Burpee type soil. So I have 2 different soils in here for them, and I just kind of looked them up online, see what they were gonna like. And this is just so hard to do one-handed. I've been trying to get this video done for you all day, and you want to make sure when you put her in the pot, see, that's too low. So now we got to take her out gently, pop her out, and we're gonna just get right in with our hands, because I do much better in the soil barehanded. We're going to grab her and stick her in the center. And we're going to jiggle our pot to make sure she's centered. We're going to see where she's at. Okay, she's good. So now we can backfill. So you want to fill around your pot. Go all the way around. Make sure she's centered, and you can give your pot a little jiggle. It'll distribute that soil evenly for you. And you can go ahead, fill up the other side. Make sure she's staying in the center when you're doing it. Hold it with one hand and jiggle with the other. And then you can go ahead, push that soil down, avoiding any leaves. Don't push too hard because you don't want to disturb any roots, but you want her pretty snuggled in there. And we got a good snuggled plant. We're going to snuggle her in. Don't push too hard. Just want to snuggle that soil around her. I'm going to fill her in a little bit. Get that cup out of there. I can't stand using cups, guys. I just get in with my hands. Just make sure you wash your hands after, because this stuff does have fertilizer on it, and you don't want to be, you know, keeping that fertilizer on your hands. And you're not going to bury her any more than what she was. So we took a lot of that old soil out, and we just basically put a cocoon like around her little blanket around her into some new soil. We're going to make sure we water all the way through. This is like a little friendship plant, and Moon Valley friendship plant, I think they called it. And you just want to make sure all this soil's in there. We're going to show you the finished product here in a minute. Just want to bury her. I can feel what I'm doing. So by now, replanting so many times and just repotting and transplanting, I can just feel that it's okay. I can feel that everything's repotted nice. So you don't want to bury the stems more than what they were in the other pot. Let's see if we can get a better picture for you. See that? We kept her above the soil, just where she was. We patted it down, and we left a little bit of room. You know, you want to leave a little bit of room on the sides, and she's going to fill this pot out beautifully. We're going to transplant the other one as well. This side's going to fill out. This was by my window, so look how much she's grown on this side compared to this side, how stunted she is. So that's why she needed a bigger pot, too. We damaged a leaf right here a little bit. Oh, no, we didn't. Okay, so we're good. We didn't damage anything. And she's really pretty. She's really going to do good in here. I really enjoy her. She's unique. And we're going to give her a nice water all the way through. So I'm going to go grab my watering can. Alright, you guys. Got the watering can. I love these little spouts because you can just get right in the middle. Give her a little water. And I'm going to put her back inside in her little home just as she was. And she'll be good to go. So we're going to put her off to the side because she's done and looks so pretty. And then we're going to get to this one, which is so big. And I don't want to damage this, you guys. So we're going to try to do this really gently. Just going to squeeze the sides. You know, you want to turn her around. Squeeze the sides. And release that pot. So what I'm going to do, since she's a big plant, I'm going to take her butt right out of this pot. And she's root bound, you guys. Oh my gosh. Let me get her out of here. You want to squeeze your sides to loosen her up. Squeeze your sides to loosen her up. And let me go so I can not damage this plant. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we're just going to take this pot off real quick. There we go. And you can see those nice root systems. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to do this one-handed, you guys. But look at that root system. So she's really pretty. And that's a really muddy soil compared to what we got here, so she's going to be a lot happier. And she's going to stay moist because of this burpee mix. So what I'm going to do is gently remove, you know, turn her, make sure she's not, you know, breaking, make sure you're not breaking any roots like this. You don't want to like pull them off, just kind of move the chunks of soil out of there, you know. You got to kind of get in there. Got to get your hands dirty. You can wear gloves if you don't want to touch it. But I like to get my hands dirty, so I'm sorry this camera's going in and out, you guys. Trying to work on equipment. I'm trying to work on a better setup. See, we just broke that. That's no good, but that was kind of mushy. I mean, that root was mushy. That's no good. That's no good. You don't want mushy roots, and this is why she's doing this. She's in such a bad soil. Look how muddy this is. Look how muddy. That's terrible. This is why you have to transplant. So I'm going to go ahead and break her apart a little bit, keep nipping at her, and we'll be right back. I don't want to damage her. Alright, you guys, so I'm back, and look what I found. So I want to show you this, because this is why transplanting is so important. Let me get a hold of this camera. Sorry, I'm shaking. This is her root system, okay? So this is that big plant. Look at her root system. It's healthy, but there was so much mud in here. Like, all that was mud, so I took it all off. Like, this side is all that soil. Look how muddy this is. Yeah, it's supposed to be thick and muddy, but when you, look at that. When you squish your soil, it's supposed to fall apart. It's not supposed to stay in a ball. So I'm going to reuse that in my compost or something, but this is our new soil we used. So you can see it's a lot more fluffier, it's healthier, it's got that sand in it for nice air around the roots. And we got the same pot it was in, and we filled it up just a little bit. Now this is going to be really tricky. I want to show you what I found in the pot with her. Now this is why this is so important to do. Do you see this? This is like a Jiffy tube. And this was stuck all up in here. So they probably stuck 2 plants. You can see here's another one. So I found a whole nother plant attached to the side, which I broke off right there. And you can see that Jiffy stuff around there. See that string? This is all that Jiffy stuff. That is no good. It's choking the plant out. So I took it off the big one. I'm going to take it off of this one because this was a plant and it must have died out. See? It must have died out. This is the stalk to the plant. That's where the plant comes out of. So I'm going to try to get this back alive. We're going to replant that in its own little pot once I get that Jiffy stuff away. But this is why they got choked out and they started dying. They would have started dying off, kept dying off if I didn't do this. So we're going to go ahead, plop her in. Now this is going to be tricky because she's bare root now. She does not have a potting medium, so we're going to have to keep her up. I'm going to have to go. We're going to keep her up with one hand, and I'm going to fill in that pot because we don't want her all the way down here. You know, we want her up here. So that's why we're going to hold her with the one hand and backfill with the other hand so she's nice and up here in the soil. We want the bottom roots on the bottom, but we want the top roots on the top, just like she is here. So we're going to fill in all that soil around her. I'm going to go and show you guys the finished result. Alright, you guys, so I want to go up close because I want to show you. I held her up like this. You can see I just filled in that soil around, and you want to tuck it in gently with your finger. You don't want to like break the roots, so just tuck it gently, push all the way around, turn. And then you're going to hold her up, make sure she's up, and you're going to push down. Now that root's right there, see? So you want to go like around it. This is going to be a real tedious part, and you're going to have to do this because, you know, if you don't be careful, you can definitely damage her roots at this point. If you have to kind of push her up a little bit, you can. And just keep filling all the way around her pot. We're just going to kind of stay still. I'm kind of connected onto this container here so I can show you guys this whole step. So it's going to be pretty close, but we're going to show you what's going on here. We're going to get new equipment. We're working on new equipment. So thank you so much for bearing with me, you guys, with the one-handed stuff and the shakiness and the quality of the camera going in and out. And if you have to, since I'm one-handed, she's kind of lopsided, you can just pull her up and kind of gently push her back down evenly. You know, you want to hold her even and push that soil down. So you can hold her and push it down, and you'll feel her snuggle in there really, really good. We're going to go ahead and keep filling up until we get to the base of her. So we're not going to bury her any more than that. And we're going to leave a little bit on the rim. So you'll see that she'll be a perfect height right here. Just going to go ahead and keep packing her down. Now we can go, you know, pretty snuggled in there because her roots are covered. You just don't want to break them because they're bare rooted. It's not like you're transplanting a big ball like we did to that other plant. You know, that's less damage that's going to happen to those roots versus this because we took all that soil away from it. If that makes sense to you guys. So just snuggle her up. If you have to, take some out. Push it around. Snuggle her in. And you're good to go, you guys. I'm going to kind of straighten her butt out real quick. It's always a constant straightening out, transplanting. We have a hole right here we have to fill. Hopefully we don't break anything on her. I'm so unhappy with the way the soil medium was in here, and I should have did this like the day after I brought her home and she was acclimated into the house. I should have brought her home and did this because, you know, sitting in that soil for those extra couple of days, it could ruin your plant, you know, if you don't get her out of that crummy soil she's in. So that's it, you guys. I'm going to back up. You can see how she's nice and snuggled in there now. She's not buried any more than she was in the other pot. I kind of pulled her out a little more than she was buried, actually, because they buried her a little too much. I've seen a video online on these little guys because this is new to me. So she's really new to me. I love her foliage. I love how the back foliage looks on her. And she's going to be really healthy once she's acclimated into this pot with the other little guy. So make sure at this point you go ahead, take your watering can and water her all about. Give her a nice little drink and you're good to go. That's it, you guys. You can put her back in the sun. Wash off the bottom of your pots. You can see I have tons of soil on the bottom there. But we're going to go ahead, wash off our pots on the bottom, clean them up, and put them back on the windowsill. And that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and it wasn't too bad for you, the quality. I apologize again for the quality of these videos, and I promise they're going to get better. We're going to get equipment and start investing here soon to come as soon as we get some more money. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope you have a great day and enjoyed this video, and it helps you to take care of your little plants when you bring them home. See you next time out in the garden. Bye-bye.